Hi, my name is Ryan Bullock, co-owner of Buying Property 215. What I'm actually going to do today is show you how to run an exact comp on a subject property that you're dealing with, whether this property is to purchase for yourself, to rehab, fix and flip, or if it's just something you might be looking to get under contract and sell to an investor. So basically what you're going to be doing is it's very simple steps. I usually am going to run through this just to give you a brief understanding of what you're going to be doing or what you're going to be dealing with. So once you have a subject property, information to deal with, if you're dealing with a property, let's say somewhere in the city, and you need to know the square footage of the home. You're going to need to know how many bedrooms the property has too, as well as that will affect the price, as well as the style of the home, whether it's going to be like a row home or a townhome or something, etc., like something similar to that. Once you have that information, that basic stuff, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have access to MLS or PropStream or something like that can give you a better number and get you ideas of what's going on in that area. Because for instance, Redfin or Zillow, they're not going to help you at all. Because what they're basically doing is they're pulling numbers that are going to be way further than where your subject property is, which especially in Philadelphia, that's going to give you a completely different wrong ARV. And obviously with dealing with properties, you want to make sure you're getting the right number. So you're going to want to pull within either like a tenth of a mile or a quarter mile to get an idea of what that ARV is going to look like. Especially in Philly, you're going to want to stay closer to 1.1 of a mile. But if you're not going to find something that's very similar to your home, you might want to go out a little bit further. So once you get that idea of what stuff's selling for in the area, you're going to want to basically factor in your rehab. So that ARV comp is going to have to be something that's completely renovated or something that's just been updated recently. And when I mean completely renovated, I'm talking either they dug out the basement and finished the basement off and added new electrical, updated it, or they added new plumbing into the property. They did the kitchen, they did everything. They just went all out on the property as far as the bathrooms and the whole house is concerned. So once you got that ARV, typically in a situation where you're dealing with that ARV, you're going to want to make sure that you have that property under the right number. So when you got that number in mind, what you're going to want to factor in is how much or what type of rehab they did. Typically with 1,000 square foot home to maybe 1,500, you're going to be looking anywhere from 100,000 to 120K just to get that property to that fullest potential. Or if you're dealing with a rental property, like a rental rehab, you could maybe get away with like 40 to 60,000 based on what you're doing to the property per se. So once you have that number, I mean, obviously in certain areas, you're going to do a higher end rehab. But for majority of the time, if you're dealing with something, like I said, from 1,000 to 1,500, you're dealing with 100K to maybe 120. So once you have all your numbers together as far as your ARV and an idea of what your construction costs might be, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a simple formula that I use and every other wholesaler or investor might use to get an idea of what they need this property at. So after you get that ARV, you're going to want to times that by 0.70 or 0.65 in certain situations because some investors like to just get a better number straight from their grip. And when you're going to get that number is usually going to be, let's say we're dealing with a $100,000 property. You're going to times that by 0.70, which gives you $70,000. Once you get that $70,000, you're going to want to subtract that by what your projected construction cost might be. Let's say it's a $40,000 construction cost because you just want to go in and make this a rental. So once you get that number, it's going to bring you down to $30,000, which is going to be your investor price or what your contract price should be. And once you get that number together, that's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that formula looks like on paper, which is the ARV is 100,000 times 0.70 gives you 70,000 minus your construction cost, and that's going to be 40,000 equals 30K, which is your investor price to make profit, or anything below it is profit for a wholesaler. So what I want you to do is go ahead and like our video as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do upload content pretty frequently and helping people and give you like tips as far as real estate goes. So go ahead and like